Thank you so much for checking out my stream again. Tonight, I have an interesting topic for us to dissect. The name of the program is He Says, She Says. And I have two people coming up to give their opinions on the topic. Do boyfriends get husband privilege? Should boyfriends get husband privilege? So, without further ado, representing for the ladies, I am inviting a friend of mine, Kim Moon, to come on up. So it's Kim Moon representing for the ladies, and representing for the gentlemen, we have Rashid. So, welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining as usual.
Yeah, man, thank you for having me, Mr. Nemad. It's always a pleasure.
Great, man. Wonderful. So, should boyfriend get husband privilege? Should boyfriend get husband privilege? Kimon, as we say, ladies first. Tell me what
There
you
we
think.
go.
I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to state your point, and then I'm gonna give Rashid a couple of minutes to state his point as well. So, Kimon, what do you think? Does should boyfriend get husband privileges? Let's hear you. Kimon, where are you hiding from me?
I'm here with you. I apologize for that. I was mute. Was talking.
All right.
Personally, my point of view, I do not believe that boyfriend should get husband privilege. Don't get me wrong. You can give the man it if he's doing what he should be doing. But come on, there's a saying that we Jamaicans have: "Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?" So I don't believe in that.
Wonderful. As expected, the lady does not believe that the boyfriend should be getting husband privileges. Rashid, how do you think? How do you counter that argument, sir?
All right. Now, in regards to countering the argument per se, it's more coming from a standpoint of a better understanding, right? When it comes on to males and females, right? As we always normally state that we as men, right? We're valued for the resources that we can bring to the table, right? So that's something that's inherent in us where, okay, from day one, the moment we get into a relationship with a female, we're going to be expected to basically fit the bill for a certain role. So, for example, the moment I get into a relationship, it's expected that, okay, I'll be a shoulder to lean on that she can actually express herself to. I'm somebody who's basically not just her boyfriend, but I play several roles: therapist, best friend, so on and so forth, right? Now, when it comes on to her giving me a certain type of treatment, I don't think that necessarily she's wrong in saying that, that if the guy is taking care of his end of the bargain, right? But so often do we see where it's basically set in a way where it's basically unequally yoked, right? So a female may see it, or she may state, okay, the guy isn't doing X, Y, and Z, so I won't take it upon myself to say, okay, I'm going to treat him a certain way. But nowadays, that's how we're seeing how society is set. Females now are just coming to the table or coming to the relationship with one thing in mind. Okay, I'm just going to bring myself to the relationship. So if you're coming from the standpoint to say, Kimon, that females are basically going to be giving a man certain treatment based on what he brings or what he's doing for the female, that's basically showing that certain things are going to be coming with conditions. So what is it now that would a female need to bring to the table before, right? Before, sorry, what would a man have to look for in a female before he say, okay, I'm going to get husband treatment?
Mm, interesting. So basically, what you're saying, Rashid, let me just get a full understanding. Basically, what you're saying is that what are the women holding back from the men until marriage?
Exactly.
All right, Kimon, what do you say to that one? What are you holding back from your boyfriend before marriage?
It's not really holding back as a point of saying, Mr. Nemar. Rashid, you have a valid point. What I'm saying is that when we do give all the men all everything that's before marriage, what else is there to offer? when we are married. There's nothing else. There's no room to grow. Basically, if I keep on giving you everything, I show you everything while we're here together at this moment in time. What else do I have to offer? What else is new? And so there's no room to grow when we're married. So I don't see the sense in showing you everything or giving you all in all until you understand we're married.
Okay, so
Okay.
so you're saying let's keep a little bit of mystery there still.
There should be
Let's
a
not
little
put.
mystery there. We can't just show everything, show you all the cards.
All right.
When we're playing cards, you can't show all at one time.
Which
Okay.
is true, and I completely understand that point. But I'd rebut by saying this, right? What constitute wife treatment? So what do you consider to be wife treatment to a boyfriend or to, let's say, a potential suitor to become a husband? What is wife
Rashid,
treatment?
Rashid, before you go any further, before you go any further, I believe that is one of the most important things we have to solidify first. What do we constitute as um, husband treatment and wife treatment? Kimon,
Exactly.
explain for us what you consider as husband treatment.
All right. So I'd say based on the fact, Kimon, I think Kimon would have to take that one in terms of
Yeah,
like what
man.
she consider.
Yeah, man. Definitely. That
Yeah,
one's for
man.
that one's for Kimon. What do you constitute as husband treatment? Because I know men, I know in our culture we have a lot of women who say, "Me nah spoil no man."
No, man. Mr. Nemad, I really want to hear her point. So just allow me to speak on this one before I have a rebuttal because I really want to understand where has this mindset now come into play or where it's coming from. So from a woman's perspective, Kimon, please enlighten me.
All right.
Rashid, first of all, husband treatment is not about what you will not do. Basically, best I would do everything for my man if he is treating me right. There's no limits I will not take for him, right? I
Mm.
wash, I cook, I clean, I do everything. But remember, Rashida, I'm showing everything. Remember, you have to if you have to hold yourself as a high point. You know, remember, no, there's no ring on this finger, right?
Okay.
So I can't say a man is not looking out there. So I can't say what I am doing and next girl is not doing it also. I do not know that.
Okay.
I'm doing my part, but at the end of the day, suppose the man don't take me, don't pick me. Mm?
Okay.
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 Basically,
So
I am washing, I am cooking, I am cleaning, I am doing everything, and the girl out there just goes sit on her back and not what she do. So
okay.
what I'm
So what
saying
you're
is,
saying is that
mhm,
based on what I've heard you state so far, what you're saying or what you're constituting or husband treatment to is you cooking, cleaning, and washing, basically. So yeah, right?
not necessarily cooking and washing, just bringing everything to the table. Like as a woman, for example, I work, you know, so just fit the bill half and half, 50-50, basically
All
everything.
right. So my follow-up question to you, Kimon, right?
Okay.
So in regards to the whole husband treatment thing, right? Based on what you stated so far about cooking, washing, cleaning, and a lot of other things, right? Now, those are not necessarily things I would consider husband treatment. That's just being a functioning adult in a relationship, right? I see it as a standpoint like this, right? If I am coming into a relationship, it is already expected that you will want financial aid in certain instances. You will need me to support you in whatever endeavor you take on, right? You
Basically,
wouldn't
yes,
constitute, yeah, you wouldn't constitute that as wife treatment, right? You would just say that's me just taking care of my woman, right?
but that is correct.
All right. So from that very same standpoint, right? You cooking, washing, and cleaning, right? It's not to say that, it's not to say that you're gonna be basically a housemaid or a house servant in the relationship. But if I am bringing certain things to the table off rip, as you being now my woman, right, is expected to be taking care of certain necessities to make my life easier, just the same as how my finances or whatever I bring to the table as your man would just naturally offset that balance, right? So you would be there, all right, you need, let's say you don't have funds to go to work. I'm expected to be the one to provide, or you'll have to find it somewhere else, right?
That's true.
All right. So me now giving you money, is that wife treatment? Or is it just me just taking care of my woman?
you're taking care of your woman, but also I do work, I do fund the bills as well. It's not only you doing all those things.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what is it? Again, the question that remains, that's yet to be answered. What do you constitute as you giving your boyfriend at the current time husband treatment? What is it that you consider husband treatment? Besides the basic washing, cooking, and cleaning, is that all it is to being, oh, that's husband treatment?
Not necessarily.
All right, then enlighten.
Kimon, you still there? This man want to know what is husband treatment. Fellas in the chat, people in the chat, let's have your views on this one. What is husband treatment and what is wife treatment? And what's the difference between husband treatment and boyfriend treatment? Let's hear your opinions in the chat. Now let's go back to Kimoon and hear her point of view. What is husband treatment? Because Rashid, I mean,
Yeah.
personally, sometimes I have a challenge in getting a full understanding of what husband or wife treatment.
No, but Mr. Demard, think of it this way, right? In your years of being on Earth, right? It's just only recently, within the past, probably let's give it about 10 years, within the last 10 years, that this is now like you being a functioning adult in a relationship where you bring something to the table and your significant other does something. It's now constituted as, oh, may I treat him too good. So, he not gonna make me want a wife as opposed to another woman who's just quote unquote laying on her back. If it's a case where they're saying that, all right, in order to get these things done, certain conditions have to be met. Then at the same time, if my woman is not doing X, Y, and Z, my conditions aren't being met. So I won't be supplying my end of the bargain as well. I'll just leave it be.
I think yes, go ahead, Kimon.
Sorry, I had some technical difficulties there. So what is your end of the bargain, Rashida?
All right. Now, you coming into a relationship with a man, right? It is expected again that the first and foremost, as I was saying to Mr. Neymar when I first came onto the stream, first and foremost, the resources that will be brought to the table in terms of finances. So where you fall short, I'll pick up the slack. I'll be somebody you can reach out to whenever. If you need something done, I'll be the one there to assist you in any way, shape, or form possible, right? Now, not only that, but if you look at it from an emotional standpoint as well, I am supposed to be the one there in regards to where you need to get certain things off your chest or you need assistance when it comes down to, let's say in this case, Kimon, right? You have certain things going on with your family, right? Normally, a woman will reach out to her girlfriend, but at the same time, what tends to happen, it's that the girlfriend will basically console her in a sense where, okay, it's just words, it's platitudes. She'll take it and then same time she come off of the phone, she upset. Who she normally reach out to for the first response in terms of emotional support? The man. Right?
All right. Rashid, you want to give me a second here? I have a comment in the chat. Husband treatment is being selfless and making sacrifices with your time and effort, even when you don't feel like, to ensure your spouse's needs are met in all areas. So basically, what this person in the chat is saying is, it is an emotional connection with the person. You look out for the person more. There is more at stake in the relationship. There is now something that is now solid.
Okay.
There is no turning back. So based on what she is saying, is not so much of a physical thing. It is more of a mental and an emotional. It's about the connection that you have emotionally with that person, based on what this comment is saying.
Yeah, so I can understand where the commenter is coming from, but then if that's the case, right? She's saying that basically where she would go above and beyond for the person while the person is basically like not meeting certain requirements, right? So then on there, we can understand where she's coming from when saying that, all right, mood one, give this person my 100 and them just like give me 10, right? But at the same time, no, the question then lies in, why are you with that person?
That is also, so that, no, this is a challenge I have, because when I look into what I believe a relationship should be, from the jump, once you have started dating and you have gotten a certain stage in your dating, you have, let's say you have now decided that you are now, what's the term you use? You are now that's the only person you're dating,
Yeah,
right? You are now exclusive. I
you're
believe
exclusive.
because I believe the way men look at it is this: what am I getting? Do I want to marry? Am I seeing all the wifely qualities in this person that I should actually make her my wife? Whereas on the flip side, the ladies sometimes look at it to say, um, let me hold back, and this is what you get for marrying me. So I believe it's a case of two people coming from two different angles.
Exactly.
The man is saying, I want to marry what I see. What I see in you, I am ready to have that for the rest of my life. As opposed to the ladies who may be saying, I have something more which you will get if you marry me. So I believe that is where some of the the challenges can be coming.
Exactly.
All right. I also have another message. As a girlfriend, I still do things for my boyfriend to be comfortable, but I will not overextend myself in the ways I would if he made a lifelong commitment to marry me.
Okay.
Okay, so that
Okay.
basically goes to what I was just alluding to just now. You know, there is
Mhm.
more to get from marriage, whereas
Yeah.
us males say, okay, I see what I want. If I don't get anything else from you, I am
Yeah.
satisfied with what I see. So therefore, I will.
Exactly. So we're coming to the relationship basically looking for certain qualities. While it's said that basically when it comes on from the female standpoint, right? It's
Yes,
gonna be a case where they'll be withholding a portion of themselves until that commitment is made. But now, what is it that I'll be looking forward to getting? Besides, as she was saying, remember, now, we are physical creatures at the end of the day. So we
yes,
want to see our partners doing certain things for us in order to say, all right, you know what? This person is, the one that I see myself being with, right? So what is it? Now, going on that same tangent, right? What is it then that you would be doing differently as a wife besides an emotional connection where yes we'll build together, we'll grow together, because then and there the wife or the woman that you've taken as your wife will say, all right, I now have the title, right? So I'll now put out more. But at the end of the day, I've seen situations befall people before where the same commitment is made, right? And nothing changes in terms of like the woman still doesn't push forward another portion where she's willing to go above and beyond. It's just, oh, I now have the title. So what
yes,
is the major difference to say, hey, wife treatment or husband treatment and boyfriend treatment, right? Because if I'll be looking for a wife, the qualities that I'll be looking for is more than likely it's something it's gonna be minor in the emotional aspect, but more in the physical aspect. Because I'd like to see my partner being someone that can, all right, you know what? I'm going to work 6 a.m. in the morning. She would, let's say, get up. She knows that I'm the type of person I work throughout the day without even eating. She, make a little snack for me. I'm like, you know what? That girl are willing to actually, get up in the morning and do something this like this for me. You know what? She has
yes,
a quality that I now see. Remember, that quality would not be on display for me to say, all right, this is somebody I see as a potential marriage candidate. Right?
yes,
So if she's going to be withholding a portion of herself, what's going to end up happening is that the qualities that I would be looking for, no, then that gives me the mindset of saying, all right, she a withhold, here, so Kim over there, so they kind of give me a different vibe, but she not, I know that she's doing the things that I'd look for in a woman. You get me?
Yeah,
yeah,
but what's the end of the day? What's the end of the day make you say, okay, I'm gonna choose her? Did you make a commitment to her? Like, for example, say, okay, babe, if we go through this together, at the end of the day, it's gonna be me and you through this, through thick and thin. At
Yeah.
the
But
end of the day, if
commitment,
I
in
know that
that
you're
sense,
with me,
in that sense, a commitment can be made. What you're looking for, is something cemented. You want something solid to say, this is what it is, right? Instead of something like verbal, right? But what you're giving me, as my woman, I'm not looking for verbal affirmation or confirmation from you being my woman, right? Because I can get that from any woman. Any woman can come to me and say, oh, you know, so I love you, and you move on there with the rest of my life. And then tomorrow morning, she gone to dictate my heart,
Mhm.
But Rashid
right?
just said, oh, how do I know? How can you tell me?
No
And
one can
we
ever
together
know,
stated that okay, at the end of the day when we push up my 110%, you're not gonna just
yeah.
leave me there.
Yeah, but look, Panino, you can push out your 110%. We still get married and nothing changes.
Well, that's
That's
true,
what
you
I'm
have to
getting
bring
at.
it there, but come on, you need room to grow. I can't show you all my cards at one time. But
And
can't show you the deck.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Nemar. You were saying?
yeah, man, what I'm saying is what I was saying is that this is why it is so important. The choosing phase is so important in the first place. I mean, we're living in a world that is going so fast that we skip
Exactly.
over some of the important.
Breakneck speed,
Yes, some of the things that are important in keeping a relationship strong and keeping a relationship together through thick and thin, we skip past all of that, you know, and we both males and females sometimes they go for the bling and what is pleasing to the eyes.
which is pleasing to the eyes. Yeah.
So I believe it's about people having confidence first and foremost in themselves and being satisfied with themselves and
No, I'm not.
knowing what they can do for somebody and being able to, because everybody is taking a chance when you enter into a relationship, because until we get the technology where you can actually open somebody's head and see what they're thinking, we're taking a chance. And if you,
Exactly. It's always going to be a chance.
yes, so if you understand that, okay, I am taking a chance, there are no guarantees.
Exactly.
Even after the ring has been on the finger for 5, 10, 15 years, there are still no guarantees. It is a day by day process. So
Exactly. So
today,
there's nothing that is set in stone. Even a marriage certificate and a ring doesn't cement that this person is basically, let's say, the right one for you. As you said, the choosing stage would be the most vulnerable, where you basically should be vetting your partner in a sense. So if what you're looking for, in a man, the qualities that you're seeking, if they're not aligned with what you expect from your partner, then don't stay, which is completely understandable from a woman's perspective. From a man's perspective, now we'll be looking at it directly. We now look round no corner to see, oh, she may be somebody special if me wait and see. No, we want certain things to be brought to the forefront from early. And that is why at the end of the day, you'll hear a man say, all right, say, he might see a girl who look sexier than you, but he not left you fishy, because at the end of the day, that's all it is. You get me? It's something physical in terms of an attraction, but you've done things for him that no other woman that basically could compete. Not saying that you're above and beyond in terms of a woman can't learn how to cook as good as you, but you've shown those qualities to him from early. So guess what? You already have his attention as a major candidate. If you're going to be withholding, then what's going to be happening from a man's perspective, me telling you this, we'll start looking at taking our eyes or our attention somewhere else where we're getting it.
yes, yes, yes. So once again, you must see signs of willingness to do wifely things. So she'll give you pieces here and there. You'll get glimpses, but it can't be that you're going in completely blind. So
Exactly. And I
yeah,
agree with her 100%.
100%. You know, because all right, based on here's how we look at it as males. We what we see, we make our judgment from there. Am I willing to work with this? You know, if I am willing to work with it, because here's my here is my here's what dating is to me. Dating to me means you are going through to see if what you see in that person you can live with that for the rest of your life. You're dating someone and you have decided, so okay, he has all these qualities, she has all these flaws, but guess what? I can live with it. I feel like I can live with it. Once you have come to that conclusion, so okay, she has her flaws, but her qualities that help me to be a better person highly
Exactly.
outweigh those flaws, then no problem, man. Show on the ring, man, and wife that up. And the thing about it is that we are not necessarily looking for added benefit from the wedding. What we marry is basically what we want. We marry what we want. We're not to an extent we're not marrying potential.
Exactly.
We're marrying what we see now and we are satisfied, that is what we marry. You know, so that's one thing to bear in mind. So this is why for males it is so hard for us to process a situation where, okay, she's holding out something, and the fact that she's holding out something, it is kind of hard for us to process a particular way. Because
Exactly.
we are going in, it's like doing an exam. You have done your exams, you've passed the exam, okay, fine, let's graduate. You know, yes, you can graduate and go to Harvard, but once you have passed the examinations we have set, we're fine with it.
Exactly.
Men have less to lose. Men are more likely to allow a woman to give her soul to the relationship, knowing full well that he has no long-term intentions.
No long-term intentions.
I cannot, I cannot, I cannot count that as a very good argument.
No,
Yeah,
Mr. Nimord, you want to take this one or should I?
yeah, man. Let me take this one. All
All
right.
right, go ahead.
Men have more. All right, all right. Men have more to lose once marriage is in the picture. Women have more to lose before marriage, and I will explain why. A woman who gets pregnant outside of wedlock and so on, there's a greater challenge for her. There is nothing. There is no concrete. There is no foundation that anyone that she has a guarantee that she can fall back on. Whereas where society has taken marriage now, marriage is something that less and less men are actually aspiring to get to, you know, because it is more of a money making thing more than, because some men will live as as some men will live for however long with their spouse and basically consider her as a wife, you know. So Kimon, you back up.
Yeah, I'm
Wonderful.
back. Sorry about that.
All
My
right,
phone was
great.
ringing.
So you want to add to something that Rashid?
Oh, no, you pretty much hit the nail on the head in terms of that topic because when you look at it, that's why things like the MGTOW movement, as you said, men going their own way, right?
Yeah.
Where they come into play because it's basically a rotten deal, right? Looking at it from the base standpoint, when it comes down to a woman getting into, let's say, a marriage, right? We know how the justice system is set now, especially in 2022, when it comes down to most things are being favored towards the woman. If right now we go into a marriage, right, and I make more than that woman, right, what's going to happen is that the justice system won't even bat an eye to say, hey, you gave her this certain lifestyle, so now she's entitled to half or even sometimes more than half of what you earned in order to facilitate the life that you gave her, right? So when it comes down to that standpoint, not saying that a woman, it's more rare to find a woman in a position to lose compared to a man. For example, let me give you an example, right? You have a woman such as Adele, right? Adele has an ex that basically she has to, basically she's divorced from the person where she
Yes.
has to be paying
Yes.
alimony to
Yes.
that person where a month time she's paying a certain amount, a fixed amount, and to her it's like to her it's so she felt wronged,
Yes. Yes. I,
right?
be- I believe the woman loses in a particular way, whereas the man loses in a particular way,
Yeah,
because marriage is such an aspiration for most women. Marriage, getting married is like, how should I say? It's like one of the
it's the
most.
end game.
It is the end game for most women. Yes,
Yeah.
end
But some
game.
of them you realize it's just the end game is the title, not necessarily the responsibilities that come with said
Yes,
title. That's why we as men, we now look from the earlier on before marriage, we now look to see what qualities are displayed by that woman.
yes, yeah. As I said, some people want the wedding and not the marriage, because the wedding is the bright and the glistening, but the marriage is the hard part that actually takes work on a daily basis. So that can be the challenge that most people. And when marriages fail, the loss is different on the male side than on the woman's side. Whereas a man is more likely to have financial loss and so on. Women, I believe, it is more a psychological destruction, for want of a better word. You know, especially if she went and she was into this 100%. You know, it's almost like a destruction for them. So even when the man has to start over financially and go back to square one and man up and do what he is supposed to be doing, from a woman's standpoint, it is more psychological. Um, it is more psychological for them. So it is not easier, I believe, one way or the other. I think both people go
It
through.
all depends on the people involved because, Mr. Nemar, let me ask you a question. And I know you've seen this before, right? Have you ever seen a male keep a divorce party?
Yes,
Uh,
women do. Women do.
I didn't know there was a thing.
Yes.
I didn't know there was a thing.
Women keep
Men do.
Women keep divorce parties. If you've seen anything, whether it be in the celebrity life, there's women who basically what they do is the
Oh,
moment the divorce is finalized, them and their friend them will then go Las Vegas, go celebrate her being divorced. If you don't believe me, look it up. It's
yes,
something very common.
yes. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it somewhere for real. Once I
How
mentioned
often do you see it compared to the woman?
I've never heard of a man having a divorce party. That don't make sense.
Exactly.
That don't make
You
sense.
rarely
On both ends. It's on both
no, no,
ends.
no, no. Going to a party or going to a club after a
Men
divorce.
have kept divorce parties also when they forever.
You said men have kept divorce parties as well. I know men keeping bachelor
Yes,
parties.
men do.
No, but
Look
that's the
at
thing.
Dr.
Bachelor
Drake. When
parties
Dr.
are
Drake was
different from a
divorced,
divorce
what did
party,
he
you know.
do? Raheel, you follow Dr. Drake. What did Dr. Drake do when he got divorced?
Hold on there. Are you talking about the woman who basically lived a life? She quote unquote had
I'm not
a
talking about that. I'm talking about what did he do?
what, Dr. Dre?
Yes.
What in regards to him and his wife who got 200,000 a month, which is $2 million a year?
They're
Is
missing
that
the
is that the
point. I'm
situation you're
asking
talking
what
about?
did he
The woman
do?
who said she spends up to $2,000,
But
not
you
even
still not
monthly,
answer the
weekly.
question. What
Hmm?
did he do?
Weekly.
All right, what are you getting at, Kimon?
You're
That
saying
is
that
a
men
better
do not
question. What
keep
are you
divorces.
getting
I'm
at?
asking what did he do? You talk
All
about
right.
Adele. I'm talking about Dr. Drake. What? I'm
No,
not talking about
Kim,
what
that
this
shows
woman is
that you weren't
doing.
listening to what I said earlier. I'm not saying that it's never happened, but on average, I can tell you this. If you look it up right now, on average, it's probably a 97 to 3% ratio of
That
men
is correct.
versus women in terms of being divorced and what happens after. The women, because they benefit more, tend to go out and party with friends to commemorate them being separated, especially if they deem that the man was quote unquote abusive or toxic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Toxic is a hard thing to explain.
No, that's the
Toxic.
thing about it. You ever realize that every woman's ex is toxic and abusive?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not necessarily everyone exes a person of music. Some are good. Some good men are out there as well. You know. I'm not gonna say it's all about the men at fault, but some women are at fault as well.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I see where we are going. However, unfortunately, we are running out of time. So, Kimon, final words.
Just not giving out no man, no husband to be until me can come because I'm not gonna be at 99-year old saying my
Mm.
boyfriend that do not sound right.
No, but hear this out. You've had grandparents that probably were never married. Yes or no?
My grandparents are married.
No, no, no. You have grandparents from both sides, and you're telling me that both sides were married?
Both sides were married.
Congratulations, you're in the lucky few.
Wow. Final words, Rashid.
Yeah, man.
Before you.
Final words and closing words, Kim. It was a pleasure having this debate with you. When it comes down to the overall topic, I think that, as Mr. Nemard said, we look at it from two different perspectives. You're looking for more certain things that a man should display in terms of him treating you a certain way, but we as men, what we come for or what we look for in a female when we're choosing a partner for long term, it's more direct. So again, it's two sides of the same coin, but I'd say thank you for having me, Mr. Nemard. It was a pleasure doing business as usual.
Yeah, man, definitely. And thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you for all the persons that came into the chat. Ashika, thank you so much for your comments. Really, really nice having a chance to get your opinion on the matter. Well, well, well. Here is what we will be discussing next week at the same time. Next week, our topic will be, and it is basically a segue from tonight's topic. The topic will be men are responsible for the failures in relationship. Men are the reason why relationships fail. If you agree, if you disagree, let me know how you feel. I'll be sending all the information further on in the week, and I'll be looking for two debaters to handle that topic. Thank you so much for joining. It's Mr. Nemard, and I'm signing out. Thank you, thank you, thank you.